moving, staring at it. Kate locked her hand in his, and he lingered a few moments more, his face unreadable. All at once, he looked much older than his 68 years, the deep lines around his mouth even more pronounced. Kate was suddenly overwhelmed with sorrow, and she reached out to one of the folding chairs to steady herself. Lily's death would leave an enormous void in all of their lives. She had been the strong center around which the family revolved, and the organizer of Harrison's life, the one who arranged and managed their packed social calendar. An elegant woman who was the product of the Evans family's great wealth, she had been taught from childhood that her good fortune obliged her to give back to the community. Lily had served on several philanthropic boards and had headed her own charitable foundation, the Evans-Michaels Family Trust, which awarded grants to organizations dedicated to victims of domestic violence and child abuse. Kate had watched her mother over the years as she presided over her board, tirelessly raised money, and even made herself personally available to help the women who came to the shelter. And yet, Lily had always been there for her. Yes, she'd had nannies, but it had been Lily who'd tucked her in every night, Lily who had never missed a school event, Lily who'd wiped her tears and celebrated her successes. In some ways, it had been daunting to be Lily's daughter. She seemed to do it all with such grace and ease. But at her core had been a strength of purpose that drove her, and Kate had sometimes imagined her mother finally relaxing her straight posture and perfect demeanor when she closed the door of her own bedroom. Kate had promised herself that if she ever had kids, she'd be the same kind of mother one day. Kate put her arm through her father's, nudging him away from the canopy, where the cold air was thick with the nauseating smell of hothouse roses and lilies. With Simon on her other side, the three of them walked to the waiting limousine. She slid with relief into the cocooned darkness of the car and glanced out the window. Her breath caught when she glimpsed Blair, standing alone, hands clasped in front of her. Kate had to stop herself from pressing the window down and calling out to her. It had been 15 years since they'd spoken, but the sight of her made it feel like they'd been together just yesterday. Simon and Kate's house in Worthington Valley was a short drive from the cemetery, but there'd been no question anyway of holding the funeral reception at Lily and Harrison's home, where she had died. Her father hadn't returned since the night he discovered his wife's body. When they arrived, Kate hurried to the front door ahead of the others, wanting a few moments to check on her daughter before people began to pour into the house. She quickly mounted the stairs to the second floor. Simon and Kate had agreed that it was best for their young daughter, just shy of 5, to be shielded from the trauma of the funeral, but Kate wanted to check in on her now. Lily had been so thrilled the day Kate told her she was pregnant. She'd adored Annabelle from the moment she was born and had lavished attention on her without any of the limits she'd put on Kate, laughing as she said, "I get to spoil her. You are the one who gets to correct her." Would Annabelle remember her grandmother as the years progressed, Kate wondered. The thought made her falter, her foot slipping from the top step, and she gripped the banister as she reached the landing and headed to her child's room. When she peeked in, Annabelle was playing contentedly with her dollhouse, looking mercifully sheltered from the tragic events of the last days. Hilda, her nanny, looked up as Kate entered. "Mommy!" Annabelle rose and ran to Kate and threw her arms around her waist. "I missed you." Kate drew her daughter into her arms and nuzzled her neck. "I missed you too, sweetheart." She sat in the rocker, pulling Annabelle onto her lap. "I want to have a talk with you, and then we'll go downstairs together. You remember I told you that Grammy went to be in heaven?" Annabelle looked at her solemnly. "Yes," she answered, her lip trembling. Kate ran her fingers through the child's curls. "Well, there are lots of people downstairs. They came because they want to tell us how much they loved Grammy. Isn't that nice of them?" Annabelle nodded, her eyes wide and unblinking. "They want us to know that they'll never forget her, and we won't either, will we?" "I want to see Grammy. I don't want her to be in heaven." "Oh, sweetie, you will see her again, I promise. One day you will see her again." She held Annabelle to her, trying to keep her own tears from falling. Now let's go down.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.